Hello friends, welcome back to DevOps. In this video, we are going to learn how to install Ansible on CentOS 8. So in my previous video, I have explained how to install Ansible on Ubuntu. And in this video, we are going to learn how to install Ansible on CentOS 8. So here firstly, you can see a prerequisites. So minimum 3 instances of CentOS, one for Ansible server and another 2 for nodes. Then SSH access with sudo privilege and then a good internet connection. So here you can see there are two methods from which you can install Ansible on CentOS 8. So the first method is install Ansible on CentOS 8 with yum package. So in this method, firstly, you need to add this repository on CentOS 8. Then the second step is, if you want to check repositories on CentOS, then you can run the command, this command. So if you want to check the repositories, then the third step is install Ansible on CentOS 8 using below command. And then in last, if you want to check the version, then you can run the command. So this is all commands for this first method, install Ansible on CentOS 8 with yum package. Then the second method is here. Install Ansible on CentOS 8 using PIP. So in this, the first step is, if you are using Python 3, then install the PIP 3 package. So firstly, you need to install Python 3 PIP, then you need to upgrade. So if you are using Python 2, so you have to install Python 2 PIP and then upgrade. Then the second step is install Ansible on CentOS 8 using PIP. So you can see the command pip3 install Ansible. And if you are using pip2, then run the command pip2 install Ansible. Then if you want to check the details of your Ansible, then you can run the command for second method using PIP. So this is for install Ansible on CentOS 8 using PIP. So there are two methods. So firstly, we need to create 3 instances, one for Ansible server and another 2 for nodes. So let's create. So you can see this is my AWS account, and now we are going to creating 3 instances. So click on launch instances. And here click on AWS Marketplace. And here you need to search CentOS. And if you scroll down, you can see a CentOS 8. Then click on select. Then the second step is choose instance type. So firstly, you need to click on continue, and then the second step is choose an instance type. So you can see they give us by default t2.micro, then click on next. Then here configure instance details. So number of instances. So here I want 3 instances. Click on next. Then add storage. Then click on next, add tags. Then next. And here configure security group. So select the existing security group and then default. Now review and launch. So here firstly you need to review once, so it's correct or not, then click on launch. Now here you need to select a key pair. So Windows RSA, then I acknowledge. Now launch instance. Now you can see your instances are now launching. So if you scroll down, you can see view instances. So click on it. So you can see our instance state running. Running and pending. So wait for a few seconds. Now you can see it's running. Now we need to give any name of our instance. So you can see click on edit and enter name. So here firstly Ansible server. Then second for node 1. And then the third for node 2. Now it's done. Now here you can see here I'm using mobile stream to connect my CentOS terminal. So for that, firstly, we need to copy Ansible server IP address. And now click on session, then ESSH, then in remote host, you need to copy paste your IP address, then default name is CentOS. Then advanced SSH setting, use private key, and here you need to give a path of your key pair. So here is my key pair windows. Now it's done. Now node 1. Same for node 1. And now last node 2. Now it's done. Now you can see this is my Ansible server, and now this is my node 1, and now this is my node 2. Now you can see this is my Ansible server, and now here you can see the first method, install Ansible on CentOS 8 with yum package. So now firstly, now we are going to run below commands on Ansible server. So firstly, we need to run this command to add repository on CentOS 8. So now we are going to using the first method, you install Ansible on CentOS 8 with yum package. So firstly, we need to run the first command to add repository. So you can see here we got error, failed to download metadata for repo app stream. So what should we do? Firstly, clear the screen. Then firstly, we need to inside this directory. Then we need to run these two commands. Then second command. Now it's done. Now clear the screen, and now we need to add repository. So you can see the command. So you can see here it's running. So you can see it's done. Now clear the screen, and now let's check the next step. Now the next step is, if you want to check repositories on CentOS 8, then you can run the command. So if you want to check repositories, so you can see here there are 2 repositories. Now clear the screen, and now the third step is install Ansible on CentOS 8 using below command. So now we are going to install Ansible. So you can see here it's installing Ansible on CentOS 8. So you can see it's done. Now if you want to check the version, then you can run the command Ansible -- version. So you can see the details of our Ansible. So now clear the screen. So we have successfully installed Ansible using yum package. Here we have successfully installed Ansible on CentOS 8 with yum package. And now we are going to uninstalling Ansible. So now you can see the command for uninstall Ansible on CentOS 8. Now we are going to uninstalling Ansible on CentOS 8. Now let's check. Run the command Ansible -- version. So you can see no such a file or directory. Now it means it's successfully uninstalled. Now you can see the second method, install Ansible on CentOS 8 using pip. Now we are going to install Ansible using this pip. So if you are using Python 3, then install the Python 3 pip package. Now we are going to install this Python 3 pip. Now you can see it's done. Now clear the screen. And now the next step is upgrade pip. So run the command to upgrade pip. Now it's done. Now clear the screen. And now we are going to install Ansible. So you can see the second step, install Ansible on CentOS 8 using pip. So now we are going to install Ansible. So you can see here it's installing Ansible on CentOS 8. So you can see here it's done. Now clear the screen, and now the next step is now to check the Ansible version. You can run the command. So now we are going to, let's say, run the command to check our Ansible version. So you can see the details of our Ansible. Now clear the screen. Now it's done. Now we have successfully installed Ansible using PIP. Now the next step is testing Ansible on CentOS 8. So for that, firstly, to test Ansible, firstly ensure that SSH is up and running. So let's check our SSH is running or not. So run the command. So you can see it's running. Now clear the screen. And now the next step is create Ansible inventory file using below command. So here you can see, here we have installed Ansible using PIP. That's why we need to create firstly this directory /etc Ansible. Then in this directory, we need to create this host file. So if we have installed Ansible using this yum package, then there is no any need to create directory. So here, now we have installed Ansible using PIP. That's why we need to firstly make a directory, create a directory using this command, and then we need to inside this directory, and then we need to create host file. And in this host file, firstly we need to create host file, and then we need to inside this host file, and in this host file we need to create group first using this bracket. So here give any name to a group. So here I will assign DevOps hint, and here you need to enter your client node IP address. So here's the node 1 IP. Then the second node IP. Now save the file and exit. Now it's done. Now clear the screen. And now the next step is here the third step. Now this host file is only working after updating Ansible configuration file. So we need to update our configuration file using below command. So firstly, run the command on our Ansible server. And here we need to add these two lines. Firstly inventory, then sudo user. Now save the file and exit. Then now the fourth step is now create one user in all these instances. That means Ansible server and node. So now we are going to run this command. Firstly add user Ansible. So run the command sudo add user and name of our user is Ansible, and then the second command for password. So enter a password, then re-enter. That's done. Now same for node 1. Firstly run the command sudo add user and name of our user is Ansible, and then run the command for password. So enter password, then re-enter. And same for node 2. Firstly add user Ansible, then password. Now it's done. Now switch to Ansible user. So run the command su-ansible. So you can see here you are in Ansible now. Same for node 1. su-ansible. Enter password. So you can see you are in Ansible. Same for node 2. Now clear the screen and let's check the next step. Now the next step is now try to create some file and install some package. So you got some error. So let's try. So run the command sudo yum update. So you can see here Ansible is not the sudo's file. This incident will be reported. So for that, firstly, you need to exit, that means log out of Ansible. And now here you need to run the command psudo. And here you need to add this no password line here. Firstly, scroll down. And here you can see allow root user to run any commands anywhere. You need to paste this line here, and save the file and exit. Same for node 1. Firstly, you need to exit, then run the command vsudo. And here you need to paste this line for no password in below root. Save the file and exit. Same for node 2. Now save the file and exit. Now it's done for Ansible server for node 1 or node 2. Now let's check the next step. Now the next step is, now we have to some changes in our SSH configuration file in all nodes. So for that you need to run the command in all nodes, that means our Ansible as well as nodes. So run the command, and here you need to uncomment the line pub key authentication, and then if you scroll down, here you can see password authentication no. So you need to no replace with yes. Now save the file and exit. Same for node 1. Uncomment the pub key authentication, then password authentication no, replace with yes. Save the file and exit. And same for node 2. Now it's done. Now we need to restart our SSH service. So we need to run the command sudo service systemctls restart SSHD. And if you want to check the status, then run the command status. So you can see it's running. Same for node 1. Need to restart our service, and node 2 also. Now it's done. Now clear the screen, and now the next step is, now establish connection between server and node. So go to the Ansible server, run the below command, then the next step is run the below command to connect node. So firstly we need to switch to Ansible user. So run the command su-ansible, and now we are going to connect with node 1. So for that run the command ssh, and here we need to paste the IP of our node 1. So here you can see the IP. Now yes, password of node 1. Now you can see the IP address 172.31.45.120. 172.31.45.120. This is our node 1. So switch to Ansible user of node 1, and now this is my node 1 and this is my Ansible server. So here I'm connected. I am successfully connected with node 1. So in node 1, if you run the command ls, there is no file. So here also there is no file. And now you can say this is my Ansible server, and now I'm going to create file in node 1 using touch command. Touch file 1 and run the command ls. And if you run the command ls here, so you can see the file 1 successfully created. And now if you are creating here, run the command ls, so you can see the file 11, and now run the command ls here, so you can see a file 11. The same for node 2. So firstly you need to exit connection, node 1 closed, you can see here. Now run the command ssh and enter IP of our node 2. So you can see the IP address 172.31.41.217 and 172.31.41.217. So run the command ls, there is no file, and go to the node 1 ls, no file. Now go to the Ansible server, and now here I'm creating one file using touch command, touch sample. Run the command ls, so you can see the sample file. And now go to the node 2 and run the command ls. So sorry, firstly you need to switch to Ansible user. So run the command su-ansible and now run the command ls. So you can see the sample file. If you are creating here using touch sample 11 and now run ls command, so you can see a sample 111 file. That means we have successfully created file. So now it's done. Now the next step is now here you can see remove nodes passwords. So to remove password of nodes, run the below command in Ansible server. So firstly, we need to generate SSH keygen in Ansible server. So firstly, we need to run the command in Ansible server. So firstly, we need to exit and now clear the screen. And now run the command SSH keygen. Now run the command ls-a and then you need to insert that .ssh. Then here the second command step is now run the below command to use private IP of your node. Now here @ and our IP. So now here I'm connecting with node 2. So this is my node 2 private IP. So I can say yes. It's asking me password of Ansible. Now if I click run the command exit and now clear the screen, I'm going to switch to Ansible user su-ansible. This is my Ansible server. And now I want to connect with node 2. So run the command SSH and now the IP of my node 2. So you can see there is no need to password. It's remove password. And now if you now run the command exit and now if I want to connect with node 1, so now you can see this is my Ansible server. So run the command SSH and IP address of my node 1. If I want to connect with node 1, they ask me password. So you can see it will ask password. If I enter password, then it will connect with my node 1. So now same for node 1. So run the command exit and now run the SSH keygen. Here you can see the command SSH keygen, SSH hyphen keygen. Yes. And now run the command ls-a. Then you need to insert that .ssh and then run the command SSH copy ID of Ansible @ After @ we need to enter our private IP of node 1. So I can say yes. Now clear the screen and now run the command exit. And now we need to switch to Ansible user. So run the command su-ansible and now SSH and our public IP of node 1. So you can see here, it's successfully connected without password with node 1. So this is my node 1. Run the command ls. You can see file 1 or file 11. In my node 2, there is sample files. So you can say sample 11. So this is my node 1. So that's it. So thank you for watching our video. So in this video, we have learned how to install Ansible server on CentOS 8. There is two methods. You can say there are two methods from which you can install Ansible on CentOS 8. First, install Ansible on CentOS 8 with yum package, and then the second method is, here you can see, install Ansible on CentOS 8 using this PIP. So in this video, we have learned how to install Ansible on CentOS 8. So thank you for watching our video. I hope you like the video and it's helpful to you. So please like, share and subscribe our DevOps channel.